Uppy, uppy, uppy. It's One Funny Morning. I'm Dana Blizzard, and it's too early in the morning. This is the dumbest show in the whole world.
From Monday
to Friday. Sometimes on Saturdays.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
Dean stinks.
You never know what's gonna happen.
That's your Dateline voice?
I don't know.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It's not a chicken leg. This is a chicken leg.
Look at that manhole cover on my face.
Not a bad rendition of me. Hold on.
It's such a small town. So if you're walking, people just be like, "Do you want to ride?" It's like they don't need Uber. They
what?
just
What?
They just pull over. They give you a honk, and they're like, "We know your brother. We'll give you a ride to school or whatever."
That's called
our small
murder
town.
in New Jersey.
What's outside your Puerto Rico?
That's Stella! Yeah!
Hey there, this is Jennifer Jeffries from Tampa, Florida originally, but I am home at the Jersey Shore on vacation. Had to come here in Ocean City to get the best pizza around, Manco. If you're ever in town, you've got to stop and get some of the best pizza ever. Well, anyway, now that I have you all hungry, let's see Dina for Uppy, Uppy, Uppy. Have a great day.
Good morning! Uppy, 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 everybody. What a nice shot. Perfect. That was Jennifer Jeffries from the Ocean City Boardwalk in Ocean City, New Jersey. That place used to be called Mac and Manco's, and it's the best pizza on the entire boardwalk. Then something happened, because it's Jersey and there's tax evasion and something. And then Mac was gone, and now it's just Manco and Manco. I just thought we should start the morning with just some serious, shady business dealings in New Jersey and good pizza, which is, yeah. Anne-Marie, send it in. I can't wait. Jackie, I do have a hue today. Not so much on the TikTok. I look amazing on TikTok. I'm going to be honest. Why can't I stream through TikTok? And it's like a beautiful sunny day in TikTok world. In Facebook, it's like, you're tired. You should go back to bed. Jim, you're funny. There was a picture somebody took. Some lady went to ShopRite or Wegmans one day, and she's doing self-checkout. You're like, why is this important? Listen, Jim, wait for it. She's packing her bags, right? So she's bent over. And somebody takes a picture of her. You're like, is it a dirty picture? No. It's a lady in a black dress. Because she's packing her bag. She's facing away. And she has silver buttons all down her back. And it's just a picture. And it's like, oh my gosh, I remember. All the caption said was, oh my gosh, I remember reading books about her. And so all you're looking, but it doesn't say Mary Mac anywhere. And if anybody's like, who's Mary Mac? Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black with silver buttons. But it was the most beautiful thing. Yeah, all the way down her back. So it was just a lady with packing her bags at a store, silver buttons, black dress. You're like, oh, that's Miss Mary Mac. Isaac said, morning. I hope you have an amazing morning and day. Spreading so much hugs. That's from Isaac. Isaac is feeling it this morning. I have seen the Flat Judy post, and I love everything about them. Alejandra, I had a very nice weekend. How about all the moms out there and all the women who serve as moms to people who may need a mom or friend or girlfriend or blah. I just want to say I basically ate my way through the weekend. It was my best eating weekend so far. And I didn't feel good. You're like, then why was it good? Because I got to see my kids. So I think that once your kids are above 18, spending time with them on Mother's Day, not promised. And there's got to be some part of your brain where you just go, I think this is where you just take what you can get. right? Before you were happy with like a handprint or some macaroni necklaces. Then there was a time we were like, all right, Tracy. But after 18, it'll just be like, I guess this is when I find out if they're good people. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. But I knew I wasn't good. I wasn't supposed to see any of them on Sunday, yesterday. So Thursday night, Jacqueline calls at midnight. What are you doing? That's probably around 10:30. It's basically the same time. And she was like, what are you doing tomorrow? I said, nothing, just hanging out, writing and stuff. And she was like, Dean and I were thinking about coming down. And I was like, when? She's like, right now with all the dogs. I was like, that's so great. The dog part. So they did. They drove down. They got in around midnight. And I was like, this is weird. Why are you all... Service was horrible at our brunch, so they comped us the whole meal, waited 45 minutes for our 11:30 reservations. Yeah. So that's what happens. Anna, when you go out someplace nice, not me, not on Mother's Day, don't send me anywhere nice. So we, Friday, me, Dean, and Jacqueline, we just hung out down here. And we were like, let's go for breakfast, like around town. Fine. So we decided we're going to drive to Ocean City, the same place where Jen did her video from this morning. Good morning, Jess. And so we eat at this little restaurant. Jacqueline talks entirely too loud. And literally the entire time, wherever we were, I just said, do you think that for Mother's Day you could talk softer? Do you think for Mother's Day you could stop saying curse words really loud? Do you think for Mother's Day you could like brush your teeth? That was my line. Do you think for Mother's Day? And then just fill in whatever annoying thing she was doing. It was a lot of fun. I'm sorry, Kim. Sunny South Africa. Welcome, Stella. And please always enter that way. Please listen, Stella, anytime you come on the show, I want you to introduce yourself like you are at the Miss Universe pageant. Hi, it's Stella from sunny South Africa, and I love juggling. Like, just add things to it. And I will read it every day as your intro to the Miss Universe pageant as Miss South Africa. And I think we can learn a lot from you. And I just want to put that out there. No, so they were in waves, Anne Marie. So on Friday, I was with Dean and Jacqueline. And Dean and I, so here's what happens. What happened was, so we go to this beautiful breakfast. And Dean was like, Mom, don't worry about it. I'm going to buy everything. And I was like, oh, okay. He goes, now you can't buy anything on this section of the menu. That's too expensive. You can get like a yogurt. You know, when they want to do something nice for you, but they don't got the funds for it. And I was like, okay, so I'll just get a hard-boiled egg. He was like, you can get 2. I was like, I'm gonna need a side order. So that was fun. And we did that. So now we're like, well, let's go to some of the shops. Jacqueline's graduation is coming up. And she wanted to get some graduation dresses, right? So she's got the full graduation, then she got her college graduation. Remember when there used to just be one graduation? I don't know. But when you get to college, you got your university graduation, you got the college graduation, you got the portfolio thing, you got this concert. I'm going to be busy most of June, and I can't wait for all of it. She wanted a dress. I said, all right, what are we going to get? So we're going to hit a couple of there's a couple of cute, like consignment shops in Ocean City. So they're fun. But first we hit the bookstore. Now we're walking across the street. I don't know what Jacqueline was saying, but she says, Mom, hold on. She says, Mom, I can see myself better up here. She says, you guys, I don't know. She goes, I didn't think I was going to do well in this one class, but I did really well. Do you guys want to know what grade I got? And for whatever, now we're walking across the street and Dean and I in unison, we're like, we got a 2. Of all the numbers from 0 to 100, we both said, what do you got, a 2? And I was like, oh, like that Jinx buy me a Coke thing. And I go, And Jacqueline goes, oh, really? You guys think you're so funny? No, it was much higher. And then we both looked at her and we're like, it was a 3? And then we're like, it was 2 in a row. And I said, Dean, that's so crazy. Dean and I are just like this, right? We're just right there. So now we go in this bookstore. Books everywhere, because it's a bookstore. Books everywhere. So we're looking at the books, da-da-da, da-da-da. All of a sudden, I'm well ahead of Dean, and I see a title of a book. I think it was this radio guy, Angelo Cataldi is this guy. He was a local Philly radio guy. He wrote a book. The title of the book in bright red letters on a gray book just says Loud. And I go, look, Jacqueline, is that your book? It's a joke. I said, there, Jacqueline, that's the name of your book right there. And I keep walking. Well, Dean is on the other side of the store. All of a sudden, he goes, wait, you picked out a book for Jacqueline? I go, yeah. He goes, I picked out one too. I go, what's yours called? Doesn't he pick up the same book that says Loud from the other side of the store? And I said, Dean, that's exactly the book that I picked. Now, and I was like, are we connected in some weird way? There was thousands of books everywhere. And of the thousands of books, but like honestly, in a 4-minute time period, it was like 3 things word for word. I was like, Dean, we're so connected. Right? Yeah. So now I think this is hilarious. We leave the bookstore. We're walking down the street, and Jacqueline's like, what's wrong with you two? And Dean's like, Jacqueline, just stop being so jealous. Okay. Just because Mom and I are psychopaths doesn't mean. And I was like, okay, no, you know what? I don't think that we're as connected as I thought. We're not. Okay. And she's like, really, Dean? And he was like, what? Because we're psychopaths? That makes you mad. I was like, you know what? I'm out. I'm not a psychopath with you. I'm going to probably walk on the other side of the street. He needs to learn words, and maybe read more. Oh yeah. She's like, oh, you're right. You're both psychopaths. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, you know, I don't want to be in the group anymore. I'd like to bow out of the group. We're breaking up the band. That's not okay. All right. So I spent the day as psychopaths, and that was fun. Then we go into the little shop, right? Because we're looking for graduation outfits. I was like, sure. Jacqueline's trying all these dresses. She looks so beautiful. My psychopath, me and my mom. That's going to be the name of his book. Yeah. The same scenario drives my husband crazy. Yeah. I have the same snarky attitude. It's so crazy. No, it's so funny. No, she doesn't need her ears checked, Heather. No. In fact, I feel like if you tried to check anything on Jacqueline, you have to do that thing where, like, you know how they get like a dart gun and just knock them out? Listen, Jacqueline functions either like a psychopath or with the confidence of someone that I've never met, and just I don't care. Doesn't care. And there's something I love about it, and something that should probably involve a dart gun and knocking her out and then just shave her armpits. There's a lot. But it's not going to happen in the wild. I am drinking out of a fishbowl. Pedro, you're new here. Welcome. I have kidney stones, and so I have to constantly drink ridiculous amounts of lemonade and water and maybe vodka early in the morning. Felinda, Mary Coach just said, you're my psychopath. Who's your psychopath? Who in your life is your psychopath? Missy is sometimes my psychopath. Missy's like, I'm trying to think, like, people that, like, you can look across the room. You can look across the room and you can be like, a full conversation. Just, I don't think men are psychopaths for other men. I mean, are they? Jim Wagner. Well, maybe you're with chickens. But like, do men have that kind of, Bob, like, Bob, have you had a psychopath where you could like look at another guy, or is it a girl? I don't know. I know that Jim was never a good psychopath with me. Like if we were somewhere and like there was somebody that I didn't like and I'd be like, he'd be like, what is it? Is that the girl you don't like? And I was like, okay, no, that's not, okay, I'm not doing this with you. But I could, Dad's loud and long ass said, my husband is my psychopath. I've never, but women, full conversation. Sherry, she is a psychopath and my psychopath. My we team up against my husband with our sass. Yeah. And my mom is in pain or my sister, I can automatically feel their pain. Mm-hmm. Does Lady Di think Jacqueline is just like you? I feel like Di says some stuff about you. Same stuff about you. No, Diana would say I was really quiet when I was younger. I didn't get my sass until I was much older, but I think Jacqueline has seen it and has picked it up, which is, I had to change my name on the bed. It's actually AJ. Well, I like whatever name you go by, AJ. It's very funny. I love the slow grabbing of my knee under the table you do when something weird is going down. Yeah. I will. I'll just slowly get my hand and just and then Missy won't look at me. We can't. I think my kids are psycho. They are. I know what the chickens think. Give me some treats. See? My husband was awesome at reading my looks. Talks till I told him to get his ears checked. They say he can just hear, but it's so embarrassing in a quiet restaurant. So loud. Looked at Carrie across the horse range. She nodded her head. We were thinking the same thing. The slow grab. Yeah, no. And I'll only really do like if that means I'm about to explode. Like I'll do a lot of stuff just with my eyes. I'll just be like, but if I start, it's like I'm about to say something and I don't. Yeah, my oldest daughter is my psychopath. We often say and think it's so funny. My sister and I finished it. It was so weird that it was just so many times so quickly that I was just like, Dean, and I was so excited until he said we were both psychopaths. And I was like, I don't think we are. Cher and I don't have to talk anymore. We know exactly what each other are thinking. All right, here's what I think the two of you are thinking. You want to get cookies? You want to get a chicken? I think that's the only thing that you guys talk about, and that's why it's so easy. And yeah. So I can't even imagine what's going on when the two of you are just alone at dinner. Just like, you want some cookies? I don't know. Do you think the chicken wants a cookie? Like, I can't imagine. That touching means just hold me back because something's about to happen. That's what I'm saying, Erlinda. If I'm grabbing you, that's because I'm trying to hold myself down to something because stuff's about to go. Just, So that was Friday. What did I do Saturday? I was hanging with the kids Saturday. I had to get up early. Oh, I went to Philly. Hanging out with Jacqueline. So I'm in the city and I was going to do some writing. I'll find these little coffee shops. So I decided, well, I'm close to Jacqueline. Let me see what a girl is. And I said, she goes, you're in the city? I said, I am. She goes, did you want to meet for coffee? And I was like, am I cool? Did my daughter just ask me for coffee? What? And I was like, and it was like I was asked at a prom. I'm going to be honest. Okay. I just want you to know if you have little ones at home and like at some point they have to cross over to being like kind of like your friend or your psychopath. And you'll never know when this happens. It could be 28, it could be 30. You don't know. And she was like, do you want to meet for coffee? And I was like, oh, yeah, I do want to meet for coffee. And then we agreed to meet at 11:30. And then just like the prom, I showed up at 11:30 and she didn't. And then I thought, this does feel like the prom. Did I just get stood up by my other psychopath? So then I just relaxed. And eventually she showed up like the prom. And I said, weren't you supposed to be here a half hour ago? She's like, yeah. I go, wasn't this time your idea? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can I have your credit card so I can go get some coffee? Sure. Let's do that. But then we sat and we talked. Mm-hmm. My daughter asked me to go shopping with her. I was in shock in a good way. I was thrilled my son, age 19, watched a movie with me on Mother's Day. Always late, Katie. Yeah. Is she always late? I would say so. We don't hang out that much, so I don't know, but now I'm starting to know. So we had a good time hanging out in the city. And then she was like, oh, I woke up this morning and I was so gross. And I was like, I have to wash my hair. And I was like, oh, it looks nice. She goes, I didn't wash it. And I was like, oh, okay. These are weird stories. So you knew you had to wash your hair. I do. Yeah, I'm real gross. Exactly. Shakendra. Here's what I love. I love when my kids pretend to look for money in their purse. I've seen their debit accounts. I can see them. Hilarious. Mm-hmm. My daughter acted like a horrible teenager on Mother's Day. Yeah. That sounds right. My daughter says she hates shopping alone, but then I realized she needs me to pay for everything. Yeah, see, there's a lot of that going on too. So we had a great time. We were just kind of hanging out, in the city, getting coffee like girlfriends. My daughter brought us matching Kendra Scott bracelets. Oh, they already know the numbers and the security codes. They don't even need the cards. Yeah, Bappa, that's a crossover. My sons and husband did anything planned for Mother, so I suggest we go into New York City and watch and Julia. It was so good. Oh, that's nice, Jane. It's called a plan your own adventure and make them pay for it. I was alone. One daughter in Virginia Beach. My other daughter lives towns away and no call or text. Thank God my younger sister went to breakfast. Karen, there's those days too. It's okay. Girl, it's okay. They're not grown up yet. She gonna come around. Might be a while, so buckle in. But that's why girlfriends are important. That's why, I had put a post up. It was my mom and dad's anniversary. I don't know if you saw. So when my mom and dad got married, it just happened to also be Mother's Day. They don't always fall on the same day, but this year they did. And it would have been their 56th anniversary. So she had posted about it. So I reposted her post and said, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. And to those women who may not have born their own children, but are helping to raise others, helping be great girlfriends. The mothering is not just mother to daughter. I think I've been mothered by lots of people who weren't my mother. I think I've mothered people who were not my children. And it's all good. It makes the world a better place. So I hope everybody, my husband's son took me to see Unsung Heroes. We all loved it. It's so good. So good. So important. There's Andrea. Good time, Andrea. That's me, the other mom. The world needs the other moms. And I think it's funny too, because I think that, my kids are raised. And so, you have more time in your life to be like, hey, hey, there's a kid. Can I help you? What's going on? I got some experience. You know how they're like, we're not hiring anybody with that experience. I'm like, I have 24 years of experience in mothering. Why don't you come sit down? Let's talk about it. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, Barb, my husband and I would have celebrated 61 years on May 11th. That's beautiful. Is it I? Do you pronounce it I? You have to tell me how you pronounce that. I was at a hockey tournament in Fargo. I'm from Canada. Girls got bronze. Son was with us. 2 grown children texted me. I nannied 10 other kids, adopted 3 kids, and fostered 10 more. Once a kid comes out, I love them forever. Katie, that's so beautiful. I tried to take my mom to see Unsung Heroes, but she wanted to go to this pickle tournament that we ended up not going to. Well, that sounds like a great day. So yesterday, which was actually Mother's Day, I was just going to go to breakfast with Brooke because she had to go to work. And I wasn't supposed to see Dean or Jacqueline at all. And then Brooke was like, actually, I don't have to go until later. Da, 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 da. Natalia was in town. And then I got up and I was on the Facebook and they were talking about gluten-free funnel cake at this one place in Philadelphia. And I was like, what? It's in the Reading Terminal Market for anybody that went with us. I had no idea. Anybody that went with us on the Philly trip, there is a fully gluten-free store at the Reading Terminal Market. You can get corn dogs, which I would never eat, cheese curds, which I wasn't in the mood for, or funnel cake, which I eat all of. Cinnamon sugar funnel cake, gluten-free. So first we went to go get cheesesteaks. I was like, anybody that would like to go get cheesesteaks, please meet me there. So Dean and Brooke and I went over. Oh, we sat there eating cheesesteak. And then a homeless lady called Brooke a whole bunch of curse words. That was fun. We were walking down the street and she was, I guess you call it panhandling. Is that what it's called? Did I make that up? Anyway, asking for money. And so we were like, sorry, but she was real aggressive. And then when we walked by, then she called Brooke a lot of curse words. And I was like, you know what, Brooke? I was like, you know what? That was for me. I'm going to take that one. I'll take that. That one was for me. Brooke's like, I don't know. She looked right in my eyes. I go, no. That was for me. She called me that. That's not for you. So then we go into this gluten-free cheesesteak place and we're sitting there eating it. Does she come in and stands right next to the table, curses us out some more. I was like, all right, this is a great day. And Brooke's like, is this for you too? I go, I think it might be. Mm-hmm. So we did that. And then Natalia was like, all right, I'm up now. Because, all these kids have to sober up on Sunday morning. And so we go pick up Natalia. And I said, we're going to go get some gluten-free funnel cake. So we pick her up. And in the tax, I said, we're going to get some GF funnel cakes. Because gluten-free is just a lot of stuff to type out. So I pick her up. She's in South Philly. And we're heading up to the Reading Terminal Market. And we're on our way there. We get inside. And if you've never been to the Reading Terminal Market in Philly, it's fabulous. But it's like an entire city block all inside this giant warehouse. And there's all these little food shops, specialty shops, the whole thing, everywhere. And every kind of food you've ever managed. And it's like so good. Anyway, we walk in, but you have to find the store, and I didn't know where it was. So I was like, I don't know where this place is. She goes, no, it's called Girlfriend's Funnel Cake. And all of us turned around. We're like, what? She goes, it's called Girlfriend's Funnel Cake. I was like, what are you talking about? This place. You said we're going to go get Girlfriend's Funnel Cake. And I go, okay, that stands for gluten-free. And she goes, there's no such thing as Girlfriend's Funnel Cake? I go, no, I don't think so. I mean, I could start a store called Girlfriend's Funnel Cake if you'd like me to. They had, I guess, Girlfriend's corn dogs and Girlfriend's cheese curds. But yeah, it was a whole thing. Girlfriend's Funnel Cake. So that's my new thing. Girlfriend Funnel Cake. Mm-hmm. There is now. I know. We just had the best time. We literally just ate our way through the city. It was the best. So yeah, it was a nice day. Diana went up to see my sister Michelle, and we got her Mother's Day present. I'll have to have her show it to you when next time we have her on the show. But hopefully she liked it. Yeah. Do you have a girlfriend menu? Mm-hmm. Girlfriend. And you know how like at a, when you go to Chick-fil-A, they always say my pleasure, not at girlfriend's funnel cake. Just you put girlfriend. What do you want? Just everybody's girlfriend. And there's no fat in anything. No. It should just be called Lying Girlfriend. That's what it is. Hi, welcome to Lying Girlfriend. What can I get you? I'll take 2 of the funnel cake, girlfriend's funnel cakes. I'll take 3 corn dogs. And there's no fat in these. That's totally 100% true. Here at Lying Girlfriend, none of this has fat. I'm doing that today. Only instead of eating our way through Philly, we're drinking our way. That sounds lovely. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we're in our last stretch for the Phillies game. Our Phillies game will be August 14th. We have a whole section. I believe 50 tickets have already been sold. They're on sale through June 1. So if you'd like to join us, don't forget to get your tickets because that's going to be coming up. That'll be a nice, fun summer thing. My son named his cat Girlfriend. When she died, he got another one, also named Girlfriend. Hey, Girlfriend. Happy belated Mother's Day to you as well, Danielle. We did the Hard Hat Tour at Buffalo Trace last Friday. So cool. What does that mean, the Hard Hat Tour? What do you like go into? Exactly. The Lying Girlfriend is located right next to the Bitchy Potato. Exactly. Louie, I'm going to have a whole string of stores. And they're going to be fantastic. Anyway. I know. Girlfriend is with a U. Obviously, Rosanna. You're part of the marketing team. Yeah. Do you wear a hard hat? Is it because when we went on our tour at Buffalo Trace, which if you don't know, it is a distillery in Louisville for Buffalo Trace and Angel's Envy and Blanton's. And I know. Is it the hard hat? What's it going to do with the barrels fill in your head? Not a lot. Not a lot. Leslie, I was talking about you the other day. And we were saying, it was like, do you guys remember when Leslie rolled herself down the hill at like 90 miles an hour? That was at Castle and Key, the other distillery. Oh my gosh. And obviously there'll be a booth there for Psychopaths to get their palms read. Thank you. Thank you, Crystal. I don't know, Shakendra. Maybe we missed out on the hard hats when we were there. There's certain visions of my mind that will always be there. It'll be Leslie going 90 miles an hour downhill. Took Mom to get bagels and coffee. Instead of her taking the cup, Mom walked away with the tip jar. Dad, brother, and I just stood there and looked at her, and we laughed. And she's like, so I can either have the coffee or this jar of money. Okay, I'm gonna take the jar. Thank you. You can keep coffee. I'm gonna take. I don't know, Missy, but that would be weird to be. Rosanna's like, I'd love to be on the marketing team. Yeah, nothing happened that required us to have hard hats when we were on other than when Leslie rolled down the hill. She should have been wearing a hard hat. Oh, it was so funny. I was like, this doesn't look like a good idea. She's like, yeah, it is. And then she rolled herself down. I was like, okay, we have insurance, right? That's going to be the new tagline for all of these shows. We have insurance, right? Okay. Chris, our insurance is up to date, right? Okay. So there's that. We got to see from the corn coming in and how it's made. It's just what the tour was called, said Heather. I had no idea they had that tour. I would have signed us up for hard hats for sure. So can I just tell you how awesome Good Time Andrea is? Good Time Andrea, who works with us, she'll randomly text me and she'll say, hey, do you like strawberries? It'll be random questions about food, almost always exclusively about food, which is why we're friends. And that's why we signed a waiver. Exactly. It's called the Leslie clause. So she'll randomly text me, you like strawberries? And I go, yeah, I love strawberries. I got some for you. It's always covered by, I got some for you. Okay. So I had to drop something off to her, pick something up. I don't know. It's Lulu and I. So I stopped by her house. I said, I'm headed to the shore. I'll stop by on my way to the shore. Okay. And then she comes to the door. She goes, I know you're in a rush. I have these all ready for you. I go, you wash them, cut them up, and put them into Tupperware for me? She goes, yeah, how you going to eat them? I go, didn't you just buy these? Weren't you just at the farmer's market? Yeah. No, then I came home, I washed them, cut them up. Here you go. Everybody should have an Andrea in their life. Just randomly. You like strawberries? Yeah, I do. Okay. What? Mm-hmm. We had a whole conversation about Oreos the other day. I think there's Oreos coming. Everybody needs to live closer to Good Time Andrea. Mm-hmm. Yes, everybody's going to want to have Andrea swing by. Just get all your favorite things. Mm-hmm. Is she your cousin or your aunt? No, Good Time Andrea is basically like an adopted cousin, aunt, mother, friend who lives in town. And we met her when we had first moved to town and they were doing a musical. They were doing the Sound of Music. And Dean and Brooke were in it. They were two of the Von Trapps. And Jacqueline was with me in the pit. It was the first time. She was like pretty good at cello, but like not old enough. She might have been 10. Yeah, she was 10. So not old enough to really be in a pit by herself or keep up with the music. So I have my cello. She has her cello. I'm in a pit full of little kids and myself and maybe like one other adult. And I'm trying to, I'm like, Jacqueline, we're at measure 47. And then try to watch Dean and Brooke in the play. And Brooke, had lots of anxiety. And so she would always be like so scared or crying or going off in the wrong direction. Like, it was just always so funny. And so I had to like pull like the director's side. Andrea's on stage with her. Like any adult that was around, if Dean wasn't on stage with her, I'm like, so listen, sometimes she cries. She's fine. Just, you gotta let her cry. And so we got to know Andrea real quick. And so they got to bond then. And so Andrea has been around with us. She's a great supporter of the arts. And so we've adopted her into everything OneFunnyMother. So yeah. There's a bar taxi in Philly with stools and pedals. You go from bar to bar by pedaling. About 20 people you can ride out once. Yeah, I've seen them. Like on the streets. You mean those big bike things? They have them in like all like big party cities. Yeah. I've never done one. Have you seen the ones where people they'll be at a table and then they'll be seat belted in. And then there's like the chef and everything. And then they hoist you up into the air, just the table and the stools. Have you seen this? Never. Mm-mm. Never. I would just throw up. I'd be like, I don't need any food. I'm just going to throw up off the side of this thing. I don't even understand. No, Missy, no. Has anybody ever done that? I said my sister did the dinner in the air thing once. No. So no one here has ever been dumb enough to do that, right? How do they serve you? Well, I think that there's a floor where the chefs are. So it's like a big rectangle, but then your chair is like a stool on the outside of but you're strapped in, but there's no floor. No. Yeah. That's a big no for me. I don't even like high top tables. What if you have to pee? Well, Let her I don't know. No. I wouldn't even do those revolving restaurants. Here's what's so funny, Margie. So there is a bar. Again, if you get a chance to do this in Philly sometimes. There's a bar in Philly. Missy, we have to go sometime. It's called JG Sky High. It is at the top of the Four Seasons Hotel in Philly. 60 floors up. And it is the highest building in the city, I think. These might not be factual, but it's very high. And it's like when you get on the elevator, you know, it looks like an elevator until I guess they hit the 40th floor and then it's all glass. What? No. So I have to close my eyes. So speaking of those like revolving restaurants, or even that this one doesn't revolve, it's just so high, it's like in the clouds. So I have to put my head down. I'm fine if I'm sitting still. Like I can sit in a revolving restaurant as long as I'm sitting still because they don't move that fast really. But walking from the elevator to my chair would be difficult. Yeah. And then I have to walk like this alone. But once I'm seated, then my head is fine. I would definitely need revolving drinks to handle this guy. Yeah, Kathy, I can't do it. I couldn't even do the 2-floor glass elevator in the mall. Nope. And kind of high top is a shoe that comes above you. Yeah. So a high top sneaker is a thing, Krista, here, but there are high top tables. So like I'm at a regular table, but like if you were to bar, you know, they have like regular tables. So a high top table would just, you know, it'd be like a round table, but your stool, you know, it's high. So it's like you're at the bar, but it's just a circular table. And are they cooking in front of you? Yeah, I think so. Like hibachi. It looks like hibachi. A revolving restaurant. What's that? You've never seen it? They're usually like the Needle. There's one in There's one in New York, but the Needle in Vegas. It's the Needle, right? And you go all the way to the top, and there's a restaurant. There's one in New York. Where are some other ones? Yeah, my son just ate at a revolving restaurant in Atlanta, but they move real slow. But Seattle has one. But eventually, I think every hour, you're back in the same spot you started. So it moves super, super slow. Yeah, Seattle, Atlanta, Dallas, Toronto. Yeah. My mom almost lost her purse when we ate at the Space Needle in Seattle. Yeah. Tampa. They're very beautiful. You know, the view. Maybe Niagara Falls. Maybe that sounds right. Yeah, it's quite lovely. I mean, the view is the best part of it, you know, if you can handle it. But yeah, but it's very funny because when you come off the elevator, there's like a moment where you just have to you have to just watch your step because the elevator part obviously doesn't revolve. So at some point you've got to get onto the circle. I mean, it's moving so slow, but they have to tell people just make sure you watch where you're stepping because you are on the part now that's going to be moving. Tower of the Americas in San Antonio. So yeah, it's pretty lovely. So it was a fun weekend, just a lot of bebopping back and forth. So I think in the saga to get this charger down here, right? So in my town, you have to get a zoning permit, right? Which I didn't have a survey for. Then after you get that, you have to get a construction permit. Fine. So I get the zoning permit and I say to the lady, how can I apply for the construction permit? She goes, well, you can't. It has to be your electrician. I go, okay, but if there's something I can do to start the process, she goes, I'll email it to you. Okay. And you can send it to him. And the guy's only here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it has to be here by Tuesday. And I said, fine. So I forwarded it to my electrician. I said, listen, can you make sure that this, is to them by Monday, because the guy only works Tuesday, Thursday, obviously. So, so he texts me back. He goes, "Hey, I can drop it off to you tonight." But I said, "Well, I won't be here tonight." He said, "Well, I have to put it in the mail then." And I said, "Well, can't you just email it to them? Like, why do you have to put it in the mail?" He goes, "It says right on the paper, this cannot be emailed." And I was like, why not? The world runs on email. He was like, "It specifically says it has to be mailed, or you have to walk it in." And I said, "Give it to Dean," because Dean was coming down. So Dean brought it here. I picked it up. I brought it over there. I walk it in Friday morning. And I was like, "Okay, I have the paperwork." She was like, "Okay." I said, "So I'm going to give it to you." And she's like, "Yeah, that's fine." She goes, "But, we won't know until Tuesday." I said, "I know you mentioned that on the phone." I said, "So can I pay for it now?" She goes, "How would you pay for it now?" I was like, "I have this money in my..." She goes, "I have no idea what it's going to be. Okay. So let's let him look at it on Tuesday. And then I said, "But then we can go into construction, right?" She goes, "You can't go into construction until it's paid for and until you have the actual permit in your hand." I go, "But if you're saying you're going to approve it on Tuesday, I mean, I can come here Wednesday, but you'd have to pay for it and have the permit in your hand." I said, "Okay, but can I just pay for it now?" "How would we know how much it costs?" I said, "You don't already know how much this permit's going to cost?" She goes, "How would I know that?" I go, "I don't know. Isn't there like a standard EV charger permit cost?" She goes, "No, there's not." I said, "So we have no idea. This could be 200. This could be 5,000. She goes, "It's going to be anywhere between." And I'm waiting. I'm like, I have no idea. I don't buy permits on a regular. So I was like, anywhere between. I'm thinking 100, 200. I don't know. She goes, "Ma'am, it could literally be anything between 65 and 67. And I was just like, okay. I was like, "Can I just give you the 67? And she's going, "No, we can't." I go, "You can keep the two." But she was acting like the swing of the price difference was good. How could you possibly pay? It could be 50 or it could be 500. But she literally was like, "Ma'am, it could be anywhere between 65." I go, "Okay. And 67. I'm going to take a gamble here. I'm going to give you the 67. I cannot." She wouldn't take it, Diane. "Yeah, I'm going to throw this gamble out here." Yeah. She was like, "We cannot accept your money now." Sure. Okay. You don't need an extra $2. And so I feel like, do you know when you're walking into, I mean, maybe this happens. Yeah, this could be 65 or 6501. We have no idea what the range could be. And I mean, this must happen at work, but you know how like every time you walk into some building, some meeting, something, right before you walk in, you're like, this is going to be a full poop show. Full poop show. I know whatever they're about to say is straight crazy. And you gotta bring yourself down. So you ready? Mm-hmm. Oh, they'll take it with a late fee. Yeah, they'll hit me with a late fee. She ain't taking my $2. Ma'am. When it could be anywhere between 65 and 67. I was like, I'm willing to take those odds. And she was like, "Nope." Yeah, Victoria, in my head. And there were 2 other people in line listening to us have this conversation. And I remember when she said anywhere between 65 and 67. And I was like, and I looked at the other guy, the 2 guys, they were like this. They were not going to lock eyes with me. They were not going to be like, "Girl, can you believe?" Nothing. They had their heads down. They had been trained. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Am I taking crazy pills? Yeah, of course I looked around, Mary. I looked at the other 2 people who looked halfway normal that were in the building, and they were up to bat. It was like the soup Nazi. And it was like, you're like, next. And he would move over. Ma'am, I am looking for this. But it would just, but they would not lock eyes. No, they had been beaten down prior to me going in there. They weren't. Next time I'm going to bring my fishbowl. I'm like, can I get a permit? I should have given her 70. So here, get a cup of coffee. They were afraid because they were next. They weren't going to get on her bad side. They're not stupid. Yeah, they need to keep that charge for a fundraiser. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I come in, she's like, it's 68. I'll be like, oh, no, it's not. And yeah, I said, so I'm going to show up here Tuesday. Every time I say I'm going to show up, she goes, you don't have to show up. We'll email you. I go, I'm going to show up. If you say you're going to send me an email, if you close at 4:00, I'm going to be in there at 3:55. I'll be like, you were supposed to send me an email today. I have time. Look at my face. I have time. So you probably put this stuff out for people that don't have time. But I'm trying to get something done. I'm telling you. I know you have to get along, Katie, or it'll get denied. Don't do it. Keep your mouth shut. Victoria. Yeah. And I swear, Angie, every single time they say they're going to send me an email, they don't. So sometime around 3:30, I'll go over and I go, yeah, somebody said they were going to reach out. They're like, we did. We sent you an email. And I go, I just left my house and I go, no. They're like, no, we did. It's still here on my desktop. Every single time. My emails are always, you know what? I was just about to do it. It's just here on my desktop. Every single time. Thank you, Hugh. Oh, Hugh just let me. He goes, listen, I love you, but we can't be together. Good luck. Hugh, I'm glad we did this because I was holding on to it. He's like, I'll call you later. Okay. Hugh, you're a little drunk, but I enjoy that in the morning. It's not you, it's me. Thank you, Hugh. That was the quickest relationship and breakup that I think I've ever been a part of. I didn't even know we were dating. He's like, Tina, I can't do this anymore. Okay. I hear you. Sometimes I'm a lot, Hugh. And now he just followed me. He's like, you know what? I'm in with this kooky bands. I'm gonna think about getting back together. And you're like, oh, what? Yep, Mary, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So I watched a tremendous amount of television this weekend. I'm going to name a few shows and I'm going to say it was fast, Missy. I had no idea that we were even in a relationship before it went poor. And that's what happens sometimes. Okay, so I'm going to name some shows and I'm going to tell you whether I think you should watch them. Number 1, Where the Crawdad Sings. Yes. Watch it. I mean, you probably all read the book. I was a little behind, but they made it into a movie. It's on Hulu. Next, Eileen, also on Hulu. So weird. I don't like the ending, but weird. Now, Where the Crawdad Sings, that's not autobiographical, right? The whole time I was like, is that something I know? But beautifully done. Then I watched Let the People Leave with Julia Roberts. Let them. I'm still confused. It's fiction. Thank you. Still confused as to what I even watched. Watched the baby reindeer lady. So unnerving. Yeah. It's a long movie, Shikendra. I had to do it over 2 nights. But I did. It was like rainy. It was like a good television weekend because it was kind of like rainy and Leave the World Behind. Marlene, did you watch it? Leave the World Behind has a really nice cast, and Julia Roberts being one of them. And what's his name is in it? And the ship, yeah, is that the one where they're on the beach and the ship is coming towards them? Yes. Leave the World Behind. Eileen! What the what? You got me watching this whole thing. What? Mm-mm. And Barack and Michelle Obama were producers on that movie. I was like, what's he doing? Producing. And you got this. And I was so. Janelle, I was so confused. But then the teeth? No. I'm not giving anything away on this movie. But so watch or not. Ugh. Kim, I feel the need to have things wrapped up. And it did not do that. We watched The Outsiders. Okay. So on the TikTok, I'm always not the TikTok, the Instagram. They were showing the original audition videos of all the guys in The Outsiders on Instagram. So there's one audition happening and they say, tell us your name again. He goes, I'm Matt Dillon. But Matt Dillon is like 15. Then they had Anthony Michael Hall. They had from Dirty Dancing, what's his name? Swayze auditioning. They had Emilio Estevez. But they were babies, Mary. Babies. And so you're like watching all of these heartthrobs, right? These 90s heartthrobs. But they're just before that time. Ralph Macchio. And they're just so adorable, right? And you're just like, oh my gosh, the amount of star power in that movie was extraordinary. But it was a great movie. Yeah. I'm over here watching old movies and clueless to what you're speaking of. Yeah, Angie, some of them, well, you should watch The Outsiders. I wouldn't recommend Leave the World Behind. I probably wouldn't even recommend Eileen. It was weird. I mean, I was interested in Eileen, but I didn't like how it ended. You do have to watch The Goonies. And then you have to go, hey, you guys, on the trip. I know. Wrap it up. Thanks, Ladina. I feel the same way. But Where the Crawdad Sings, that's good. The other thing I'm watching, and it's quirky. It's cute. And it has, what's his name? Stay with me. Figure this riddle out. The Princess Bride. I'm Inigo Montoya. You Killed My Father, Prepare to Die. Name of the actor. Gosh, what's his name? I see his face. I'm not going to get it. Who knows it? And I love him. He's so good. Mandy Patinkin. Thanks, Janelle. Mandy Patinkin is in a series on Hulu. I think it's called Murder and Other Details. Is anybody watching that? It's quirky. I would say it's kind of like it's a whodunit. And it's a series. Like I'll watch it in the background. That one I will recommend. I think it's cute. He's got a series now. Yeah. Yeah. Is anybody watching this series? I watched Murder and Other Details. Love it. Yeah, it's a cute. It does have White Lotus vibes. It does. But a great cast, a good story. Criminal Minds junkie. Love Criminal Minds. Yeah. Very twisty turny. It is, and it's light. There's nothing really gruesome about it. Yeah, Hulu's got some good shows. I really hated White Lotus. What? Yeah, I think I follow Mandy Patinkin online as well. pleasant nudity. You're right. There was some pleasant nudity. Yeah. But it was good. I'm finding like when I'm working, especially when the house is quiet, when I'm working, like I'll put stuff on just so somebody's talking in the background. So anyway, a very light, cute story. Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken on Disney Plus. I don't think I have Disney Plus, Melanie. But was that a movie? I feel like, or a book, maybe. Baby Reindeer was weird. You're not wrong. But oddly well written. So there's that. And Hacks came back for season 3, which I loved. And again, not for everybody, but I love Jean Smart. She's from Designing Women. Anyway. Anywho, I'm envious you can work and listen to TV at the same time. Well, it depends on what kind of work I'm doing, Renee. If it's like mindless work, then yes, I can do that. Palm Royale, I'm waiting for that to start again. I did enjoy that. And that was, I don't know that I love the storyline, but I think the actresses in it are fantastic. Yeah, it's one of the Driving Hard and the Girl Who Just Never, oh, yeah, I don't think I've seen that. So anyway, so that's our Monday, everybody. It was a nice, quiet, beautiful day. Hopefully you have some sunshine where you are and all of the good things. And that you had a nice, relaxing weekend. It is the 13th of May, so we're almost right in the middle. We have closed our orders for the umbrellas and the teas, so that's going to be happening. What is Hacks is about? So it's about an aging comedian, obviously, very germane. And she's like a Vegas. She's been around forever. I don't want to say she reminds me of Joan Rivers, but she has this kind of career, this like lifelong career. And she used to work in late night and kind of learn that story. But she's real angry and she's about to get fired and they needed to bring somebody in to come write for her, which is this young writer. And they're both horrible people. But the bond between them is awesome. And they're so funny. And it's great writing. And like I said, Jean Smart is pretty amazing. And so is this girl, loosely based on Jo. Yeah, because she does HSN, QVC, and sells stuff. Yeah. So yeah. I know, Luann, I am just as excited. So we'll see. It's not a movie, giggles often. It's called Hacks. It's on Hulu, and it's about to, I think, launch its 3rd season soon, or it's on its 3rd season now. Just not all of them have been put out yet. So that's it, everybody. If you haven't done your connections on the New York Times yet, it's a good one. I got it, even the purple one. So you have to let me know if you're able to get it. And that's it. So Ophelia, good morning. It's good to see you here. I was supposed to have Sally down last week, but we couldn't get it to work out. I'm hoping I can get her down here maybe at the end of this week or early next week. So we'll see. So that's it, everybody. We'll see our supporters tonight for Ugly Monday and our Ugly Monday giveaway. And then tomorrow for Tipsy Tuesday. So have a great day and a blessed day. Like Judy in Saskatoon and Andrea says, do something nice for yourself or others today. But thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll see you. Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more OneFunnyMother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny Morning.
Boop, boop. He goes, boop, boop. Stop, no.